Hey there, Leo. It's time to have a look and see what is going on in the 2 weeks between the new moon in Capricorn, January 13th, 2021, and the full moon in Leo, January 27th. And just a quick heads up for you, yes, we are bringing back the bi-weeklies, and yes, we are going to be incorporating a bit of astrology. In particular, we are focusing on the lunations and their aspects here. If you are interested in more in-depth astrology according to signs, I have actually decided to start presenting that on Fridays live on my Patreon at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, US and Canada. And so I'll be breaking it down for the signs, all of the astrology that's going on in that 2 week period for you. And if you're interested in more about that, you can follow the links down below. And it's only $5 minimum pledge per month to have access to that and all the other stuff that I'm going to be doing here on Patreon. I've got lives on Tuesdays for the incoming waves and the general astrology, new light astrology. So it's a lot of fun stuff, discounts. You might want to check it out. And don't forget, if you're watching your rising sign horoscope, your rising sign is going to give you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope is showing up. And your moon sign horoscope, well, that's going to be giving you the story that is running parallel to this period. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. So what is going on with this new moon? Well, this new moon in Capricorn is occurring in your 6th house of work, your reputation, your schedule, your physical health, as well as the people you serve, or perhaps even sometimes the people you serve with. And this is also going to be conjunct Pluto, the planet of transformation and transition and transmutation. And so with the new moon, we're always seeing an addition, right? A new thing showing up. And a lot of you may be finding that this is a beautiful period for stepping into new lines of work, if that is what you are actually trying to find for yourself, stepping into new lines of work, new schedules, new teams. A lot of you may even be finding that this is showing up and presenting new opportunities for you to start connecting with different crowds, different communities, different audiences, however you wish to actually put yourself and your voice out there, different client and customer bases. In fact, this new moon conjunct Pluto is going to be overriding and overwriting a lot of what you thought you were going to be working with this year, or a lot of what you had maybe brought into this year when it comes to a lot of these different populations, because a new moon conjunct Pluto is all about bringing in a replacement to push something out that needs to go, that is absolutely going to be keeping in line with your own growth, your own upward mobility, your own evolution. And so if you've been used to carrying on your work a certain way, or maybe branding yourself a certain way, or maybe appealing to a certain customer base or networking in certain circles a certain way, be prepared for a major turn and a major shift. New moon conjunct Pluto when it comes to your physical health may also indicate a lot of you, and I'm not a doctor, astrologers are not doctors or physicians, so of course check with your own health authority if this matter is relevant to you. It's also going to bring in an opportunity for you to transition when it comes to a certain type of health routine, or maybe a certain health circumstance that you have been managing. This may be something that is coming in that you can actually work with and incorporate gradually, or something that is a breakthrough in a treatment or a focus that you've been trying to have for yourself. And so it all depends on what's going on in your personal life stream. So let's get on and talk a little bit about what's happening with your cards. Now, the cards themselves are showing the biggest events evolving throughout this 2 week period, but some of you may actually find that you're going through this whole experience in less than 14 days. You may be going through it in 9 days, 10 days, 11 days. Some of you may be finding that some of these things are not happening just one after another, but they're happening simultaneously, or happening by chain reaction. Again, it all depends on what's going on in your personal life stream, right? This is still a general reading. Now, when it comes to your personal themes, your personal responsibilities, and what is going on with you throughout this 2 week period, we start with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And so a lot of you Leo people are going to be finding that it's time to be calling back some of your attention, your energy, or even your spending money from things that you realize maybe you've been giving a lot of benefits of the doubt to, giving a lot of support to, giving a lot of loyalty and deference to, that's really just not holding up anymore. Because what I'm seeing for a lot of the Six of Pentacles reversed energy is that you are getting a chance to now direct your attention to that which not only truly matters, really actually resonates at home for you, but also putting your energy, attention, and your resources where your heart is. And this is a time where maybe you have to look and see, have a lot of my decisions been made based on things like market pressure, peer pressure? Am I serving and working with the right populations? Do I love what I'm doing anymore? Am I letting maybe the wrong mentors, the wrong teachers, or the wrong influencers make decisions for me or color my perception of my reality the wrong way? The Six of Pentacles reversed is calling for a bit of a pivot, but then that is always a good thing, I think, when we have the Hierophant evolving out of it, because you're actually stepping into a space where you are able to start working with and for your common denominator, if that makes sense. You know, I've been talking about this a lot with clients. The 2020s are all about specializers, you know, being able to work with your crew, your people, your populations versus, you know, the 20 teens kind of be all for everyone and just try and grab as much as possible and do what you can. And the Hierophant card up right is indicating you are getting a chance to be promoted and step into a position within your community, whether it's a creative community, professional community, social community, where you are actually surrounded by colleagues as well as those to help and those to work for that actually are a part of that community that resonates most with you. There's a very strong sense of coming home with this. You know, we're getting away from the distractions, we're getting away from the pressure, and with the Hierophant, you're stepping into a brand new sensibility. What I'm also finding with the Hierophant is that those who actually are brave enough to do this now versus later are actually getting ahead of a lot of these trends and will actually be the ones who thrive the most as a lot of these old sensibilities, old ways of doing things, old customs start crashing down. So it may be a good idea to at least explore your options. If you have been giving a lot of deference to old teachings or giving a lot of deference to old role models, old influencers, things again in your community or in your market, really pull back a little bit. As we get on to your material shifts when it comes to your work, your finances, your professional ambitions, household matters, and things like that, we've got the Eight of Cups upright, and we definitely see a lot of you Leo people getting a chance to walk away from a story or a commitment or maybe a project, maybe even a living situation or a job that is done. It has hit its punctuation point. Now, it doesn't mean a loss. It means a voluntary departure. And I am seeing that. You guys are getting a chance to walk away from things voluntarily, at whatever pace you feel comfortable. And it does look like with that Eight of Cups, we are going in the direction of something that is actually not only quite promising, but rising in terms of its own influence and rising in terms of its own value. And some of you may be finding that this is opening up chances for a transfer internally, possibly an upward transfer. You know, sometimes even lateral moves can go at a bit of an incline. Some of you may be finding that, yes, you could be walking off to a different job entirely, a different line of work entirely, or maybe even, again, some moves going on that enable you to start actually working in the right environment, whether it's at the office or at home or both. These breakthroughs are opening up the world for you. And this evolves into the Hermit card reversed. And all of a sudden, you're getting a great deal of attention. A lot of you are actually rising in your visibility and your prominence, and you're able to actually start drawing in a lot more abundance because you're out of a crowd that's oversaturated. You're out of a crowd that is obscuring you. You know, it's kind of like whenever something gets just not only to be a bit too crowded, but a bit too hectic, or a bit too much of the same old, same old, same old, same old, no one really has room to grow, and nobody's coming up with any bright ideas of what comes next. With the Hermit card reversed, you are at the front of the line, and you are also getting to work much more closely with people that you know are going places. Because the Hermit card reversed is also allowing you to work with those that you know are actually getting their big break, getting their big start just at the same time as you. And whether or not their big break is coming because they're new and up and coming, or they are one who was maybe waiting for their time in the sun while plugging away, you're going to be there every step of the way if that's what you want to have. And this is going to be, again, a very strong period for you Leo people to finally get a chance to have and live and work and prosper in the way that is actually most true to your soul. As we get on to your relationships, when we talk about love and romance and even closest one-on-one connections, we start off with the King of Wands in reverse. And a lot of you Leo people may be encountering that friendships, dating situations, and maybe certain things going on in your romantic lives that have maybe become more performative, more about assuming a role and assuming a character versus actually being organic and authentic, are coming under fire. And it's not necessarily out of judgment, but with this push towards the organic and the authentic, of course the stuff that may be performative or faked, or let's just say not entirely true or honest, is going to be shook up. And you may be finding that, yeah, there are certain things we need to work out when it comes to relationships where people might be faking certain things, faking enjoying things they don't enjoy, faking they're capable of doing things they're not doing, faking their beliefs, faking their philosophies, faking their passions, faking their commitments. And with the King of Wands reversed, even you yourself are going to have to face where you might accidentally be doing that, hoping for a bit of a payoff, or maybe hoping something will stick. That's not going to fly no more. Yeah, that's not really something that I would recommend going into, because the sooner we purge this, the sooner we purge the assumption of a role or a position in a friendship or in a relationship just because, we actually get into the Nine of Cups upright, and we have a lot more fulfilling relationship sensibilities, fulfilling relationship partners showing up for us. Even those of you in existing committed relationships, this does not necessarily have to destroy it. Some of you may be walking away from relationships you're already done with, because with the Nine of Cups upright, we've already found out where we'd rather be. But for those of you that are actually in relationships you want to keep and you know are going actually reasonably well, or even better than that, we have the Nine of Cups saying now we have wish fulfillment going on. Wish fulfillment in relationships across the board, because people are not inhibited by the pressures to perform or to put on a persona. And the people who are putting on personas in your social life and your romantic life are getting kicked out. You know, you don't have room for that anymore, no matter what their intentions are. Their intentions, do not protect. If they're not acting in accordance with their intentions, they got to go work on that before they come back in. But you yourself are getting a chance to actually have some serious wish fulfillment across the board if you are willing to lean in to the shift that's coming, okay? And attracting a lot of loving attention while you're at it. So that is what I've got for you, Leo. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because I appreciate it. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.